Now, listen, stop talking. Have been.
Oh my God.
Are you done?
No, I'm done.
You've been charged in the fourth degree. I'm going to keep talking because I don't want to have to see you back here for this.
Long before his name became associated with one of Kentucky's most horrifying criminal cases, Brice Rhodes was known in parts of Louisville as a young rapper trying to build a name for himself. In local studios and underground venues, he projected the image of someone determined to escape hardship through music. Like many artists navigating the city's competitive hip-hop scene, Rhodes chased recognition, respect, and the dream that talent could open doors to a better life. To people who only saw the surface, he appeared confident and driven, another ambitious performer trying to transform difficult circumstances into creative expression. But the image he presented to the public hid something far more disturbing. Behind the lyrics, behind the stage presence, and behind the reputation he tried to cultivate, there was a man increasingly dominated by anger, suspicion, and a willingness to use violence to maintain control. By 2016, Rhodes's behavior had already brought him into repeated contact with law enforcement. His past included drug-related offenses, weapons violations, and a growing reputation for intimidation. People who crossed him often felt uneasy around him, describing a man who thrived on dominance and fear. His temper could ignite without warning, and those moments of rage left a lasting impression on anyone who witnessed them. Still, few could have imagined just how far his violent instincts would eventually go. In May of 2016, those instincts exploded in a sequence of events that would leave Louisville shaken and stunned. What unfolded over the following days would eventually become one of the most disturbing criminal investigations the city had ever faced. The violence began on the 4th of May 2016. On that day, 40-year-old Christopher Jones was shot and killed in what authorities believe was a deliberate and calculated attack. Investigators later determined that Rhodes likely viewed Jones as a threat. There were suspicions that Jones may have been cooperating with law enforcement or possessed information that could expose Rhodes' criminal activity. Whether those fears were based on reality or paranoia, Rhodes believed eliminating Jones was the only way to protect himself. But the killing of Christopher Jones was only the beginning of the nightmare. Shortly after the shooting, two teenage boys unknowingly became entangled in the aftermath of the crime. 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice Gordon had witnessed events connected to the killing. They were young, unaware of the danger surrounding them, and had no idea their knowledge could put their lives at risk. To Rhodes, however, the situation was terrifying. If the boys spoke to police, they could expose everything. Their testimony might link him directly to the murder of Christopher Jones. In Rhodes' mind, their existence alone represented a threat to his freedom. Instead of hoping the boys would remain silent, Rhodes chose a far more sinister solution. He decided they had to disappear. What followed was not an impulsive act of violence, but a carefully planned trap. Rhodes understood that the boys would never willingly walk into danger. To get close to them, he needed their trust. Using manipulation and deception, he convinced them to come to his home. The invitation appeared harmless, something casual, familiar, and completely ordinary. The teenagers had no reason to suspect anything was wrong. They believed they were simply visiting someone they knew. But the moment they entered the house, the situation changed dramatically. Inside, Rhodes and his accomplices launched a sudden and merciless attack. What happened next was horrifying.
Colin, Karen, it's been 3 days since 14-year-old Larry and his 16-year-old brother Maurice's bodies were dumped here behind this vacant home. Homicide detectives say a faculty member at Olmsted Academy North recognized sketches of the two brothers and called police. Police say it was that tip that helped them identify the two teens. Police arrested this man, Brice Rhodes, around 9:45 last night. Detectives say Rhodes stabbed the two boys at his home, dumped their bodies in a vacant lot, and then set them on fire before returning back to his house to clean up the crime scene. At this point, police are not saying what Rhodes' motive might have been, only saying that Rhodes was a family friend of the two teens.
I mean, I think when you have young kids that are in their early teens, I mean, you can have really good kids, and they get to running with the same crowd or with a bad crowd, and you know, this could happen to any kid.
A balloon release and memorial will be held at Wyandotte Park tonight at 6 o'clock for the two teens. Reporting live in the Shawnee neighborhood, Emily Maha, WLKY News.
Larry Ordway and Maurice Gordon were stabbed repeatedly and brutally beaten. Investigators later revealed that the attack was not quick. Evidence showed that the boys struggled desperately to defend themselves. Forensic examinations found numerous stab wounds, severe blunt force injuries, and clear signs of a violent fight for survival. Even experienced detectives were shaken by the brutality of the crime scene. The attack reflected extreme rage and a complete absence of empathy. It was an act fueled by Rhodes' determination to eliminate anyone who might threaten him, no matter how young or defenseless they were. But the violence did not end with the murders. Once the brothers were dead, Rhodes turned his attention to covering up the crime. Determined to destroy any evidence linking him to the killings, he and his accomplices transported the bodies to an abandoned house. There, they attempted to burn the remains, hoping the fire would eliminate forensic traces and make identification impossible. The attempt failed. Although the flames badly damaged the bodies, investigators were still able to uncover the truth. When authorities eventually discovered the scene, the condition of the remains was deeply disturbing. News of the discovery spread quickly across Louisville, leaving residents shocked and horrified that such brutality had occurred within their community. At the same time, the families of Larry Ordway and Maurice Gordon were growing desperate for answers. When the boys failed to return home, relatives reported them missing. What began as a search for two teenagers soon transformed into a full homicide investigation. Detectives began examining every possible lead, interviewing witnesses, reviewing surveillance footage, and analyzing forensic evidence. As the investigation progressed, one name continued to surface: Brice Rhodes. Witness testimony began pointing directly toward him. People who had interacted with Rhodes around the time of the murders shared crucial details with investigators. Even more damaging was the forensic evidence. DNA analysis placed Rhodes in direct connection with the crimes. Authorities also uncovered statements indicating that Rhodes had spoken about the killings to others, effectively implicating himself. With mounting evidence, police moved quickly.
Well, here's the thing, man. We are looking for two missing kids, and we don't know. We heard that you might know where they might be.
Sorry, just to backtrack a little. Was there a little introductory part where you all chit-chatted before we get to this part?
We've seen with them, or talked to them, any way, shape, or form. Anything you can help us to find, we would appreciate it.
Who are they?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Brice.
And who else?
And Larry.
Ah, I know them. Yeah.
Have you seen them lately?
No, I haven't seen them about a week.
You haven't seen them in a week?
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a week.
And try to the best you can, try to track these kids down. When was the last time that you've ever seen them, and where was it?
Oh, probably at Circle K or riding down Taylor. Like, I see them like back. Cause I got a girl that stays in the South area, and I might see them out playing basketball and stuff like that.
Rhodes was arrested soon after the bodies were discovered, bringing temporary relief to a community shaken by the violence. But the drama surrounding the case was far from over. As the trial began, many believed the courtroom would simply focus on evidence and testimony. Instead, the proceedings quickly became chaotic due to Brice Rhodes' behavior.
Nice cheap shot. You a coward. Nice cheap. You a coward. Nice cheap.
From the very start, he shocked the courtroom with repeated angry outbursts and confrontational behavior. Rhodes insulted judges, accused prosecutors of lying, and even turned on his own defense attorneys.
Now, listen, stop talking. Have been.
God.
Are you done?
No, I'm done.
You've been charged in the fourth degree. I'm going to keep talking because I don't want to have to see you back here for this.
His hostility often forced security to step in as tensions escalated. At several points, he threatened his public defenders, and claimed the entire justice system was working against him. His unpredictable actions soon attracted national media attention. While many defendants facing life sentences show regret or emotion, Rhodes displayed none. By the end of the trial, the evidence against him was overwhelming. The jury found Brice Rhodes guilty of murdering Christopher Jones, Larry Ordway, and Maurice Gordon, along with charges of tampering with evidence and abusing a corpse. In December 2023, jurors recommended life in prison without the possibility of parole. Despite their powerful words, Rhodes remained emotionless, offering no apology or responsibility for the lives he destroyed. A series of crimes that destroyed families and left an entire community struggling to understand how such darkness could exist behind the image of a rising artist.